listeners want to join us here, just a quick one. So first of all, welcome to the third broadcast of the website VU.com live talk show. This is a bit of a live, down and dirty, gloves off, raw truth broadcast. That's the way we're looking at this. Why? Honestly, there's so many different industries, so many different events, so many different things that people deal with and actually have to go through and learn the hard way that okay, let me give you a really simple one. With the company that I own, a lot of what I do, it comes down to marketing and advertising. So basically, as I explain it to people, we know how to make crap shine, make it nice and give it a nice veneer. And this show is about taking the veneer off and talking about crap for what it is. And that's what we're doing here. So normally in this show, the way we normally do this is it is myself and Del, who will join in here. It looks like Del is just come back in. I'm going to pop him in here now, just so he's aware. And here we go, Mr. Del. I think I got you in here, man.
Oh,
nice.
Hi.
That was classy.
Sorry, you just caught me while I was reading a self-help book.
Oh, jeez. Is that what it was?
Sure, it's actually a fantastic book by a very talented author, Robert Fulghum. Who wrote All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Followed up by his hit, It Was on Fire When I Sat on It. And the third book, It Was on Fire When I Laid Down on It. He laid down, he didn't sit on it.
Why
like
would
Fonzie,
you, right?
Fonzie would.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I would.
Sit on it, right?
I know where you're going.
Right.
Okay, I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm not taking things well. Okay, you have to explain everything.
That's your problem. This is and this one here actually, in all fairness, is called Observations from Both Sides of the Refrigerator Door. It's a really actually fun series of books about observations of life.
Nice, very nice. So I'm glad you're doing that. So that's our topic today, is it?
That's our topic. Man colds are our topic, and
right.
How ridiculously crappy hairbands looked in the 80s.
Oh yeah. Okay. Considering where we're starting here, let's start with the bands.
Okay.
I want to do that. Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna give a little intro here. So when we were in the 80s, and we were in bands and we liked bands and we had hair and we wore makeup and we wore stupid clothes. And
how many times did you wear spandex?
Oh, I can't tell you. More times than I want.
I wore them once, man. First live show, and then I stopped. I'm like, I'm not doing this again.
That's not true. That's
yes,
not true. I can tell you another time you wore them.
Okay, what?
Because I recalled something on Wednesday night. I went to see Def Leppard on Wednesday night, and I recalled something. We used to do a lot of air guitar contests, lip syncs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And because you were involved, and you're a perfectionist, we kind of went over the top with everything we did. And I couldn't even tell you the number of bands we imitated, but this popped into my head. So for some reason, I believe we did Def Leppard with a guy named Jamie McLean.
That was at one of those dance clubs, right?
I think so. But that's not even what I'm talking about. But this is what put it in my head. We also did the David Lee Roth Band.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
And I believe you played Billy Sheen. I think you were the bass player. And at some point, somebody held up a big balloon, and you had a pin in your shoe, and you had to kick at the balloon like it exploded. But I think you were wearing spandex, black and yellow spandex for that show.
Thank you for the reminder. I stand corrected. Twice ever.
There you go.
Oh, dude. Okay, so on the whole intro band thing, I mentioned quickly off the air that we had we've got someone come forward that is willing and wanting to do whatchamacallit, do a theme song for the show.
It better be better than the Night Court theme song because I love that song.
All right. Okay. Well, here I'm gonna
that song?
I do. I actually do. Here, I want to throw this up here if I can. Just a second here.
Don't throw anything up.
Well, no. Oh, that's a subject right now, isn't it? Tell everybody. So you were sick last week.
This is day 23 of my man cold.
Okay, I'm just popping this up here in case people want to check it out. This is Chris Gaudette. He is it's his music. You can go check it out.
Check that out.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut us back for a second so we can actually see here. Hold on. Let me just no, I guess can you see that well enough? What do you think? Anyway, he just sent me this link here. He released an album. He's got some new songs and stuff, and I reached out and said, "Hey, love to use some of this for the show." And he said he would be he'd love to actually do something as far as doing this stuff for us. So that'd be cool.
I think it's totally cool.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So anyway, that's the one thing I want to show. Tell you about that. And speaking of throwing up, yeah, go for it. You were sick last week and you're back this week, but I will say to the audience, I had fun and it was joyful. Got to pick you up from the airport Sunday night when you had food poisoning. That was awesome.
Yeah. Hey, let's get down and dirty.
Do it. Here we go. It's competition now.
If you've ever had food poisoning, you know it's one of the worst things on the face of the planet. Like you feel like it's over. You don't care anymore. And the problem is I got it right when I was supposed to fly out of Seattle. So being sick in an airport is one of the worst experiences of my life. I delayed my flight because there's no way I could get on a plane. I couldn't do it. Right. And then I tried to find a corner of the airport to curl up and sleep in for close to 12 hours. And it was a terrible thing. But thank you. I appreciate the ride on Sunday night. That was fantastic. I owe you one.
It's all good, man. It's all good. So that's fine. So you still have a cold. You're not doing well. I got mine.
23 days.
23
wow. days. I've got bronchitis. The doctor said I could expect to be coughing for about 6 weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this show is brought to you by many lozenges, many
Neocitrin right here.
There you go. I had a little bit of there's a cough suppressant NyQuil I took just before the show, so I've probably got about another 2 minutes in me. Oh, you froze again. You coming back? There you are. All right. Yeah, so I might fall asleep during the show. It is entertaining and energetic. And should we just get to the topic?
Yeah, if you do that, I'll just zoom in and make sure we get a good view. You falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, yeah. So do it, man. Talk to us. What's our topic? Go for it.
The growing culture of self-help.
Growing culture of self-help. I like it. So, so we kind of looked at this title, and I'm going to tell you some of the reason behind kind of picking and going with this myself is that I know I'm getting a little sketchy. It's really interesting. I got my rotor like right beside me here, so I don't know what's going on in there. Okay, so reality here. There's a lot of self-help, whether it be programs, people that have are taking different. They're doing what they can in their own personal learning and development, right? Which is a good thing, and I want to make sure people don't think we're knocking that because that part's important. But I personally, I think there's a lot of companies and people who take advantage of other people, taking their money, doing what they can. And it's a bit of an industry that it cannibalizes itself, like I'm doing self-help and I'm going to help the next person to learn how to, do whatever to teach more people to help them. So they buy my program and then those other people buy their programs. And it's almost like an unregistered and unorganized MLM. Like it starts to look that way. So that's my thoughts. Huh?
Amway.
Yeah, right. So what's your take on it?
I don't know. It's funny to me. I think you're right. There's a bunch of crackpots out there. There are a bunch of people that are scammers. Mm-hmm. And I think, to some point, those people may start with good intentions in what they do, and they may have some sort of a success story. But I think some of those people, and I'm not classifying all of them, I think that would be totally unfair. But I think some of those people are, they prey on weak people.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair.
And you know what? And we've all, in one way or another, and by we all, I mean you and me. I can't speak for anyone else. And I know this, and I don't have a problem saying it, and I hope I'm not putting a spotlight or pulling a cover off anything. But we've all dealt with, some sort of mental illness or issue or anxiety or depression or whatever in our lives.
Right.
And there's times when you go through that where you're looking for, hopefully you look for help and how you find that. And, I've been lucky in my life that I've had good people to talk to, but I also find inspiration from the things that I love, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I find motivation from the things that I love. So, if I'm ever feeling down in the dumps and I need something to bring me up, that was a bit of a joke there. Kiss a live one. But there's
I'm not yelling for Cold Gin, that's all I'm saying. And go on.
And you shouldn't. There's certain books that I love that I don't have a problem rereading to sort of, if it makes sense, ground myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
There's a few movies that really speak to me that might not speak to anybody else that way. And there are certainly some songs that do the same thing too. And I've never really bought into buying a program from somebody or seeing an infomercial and thinking this is what's going to save me. I look at that sort of cynically. So, but maybe it helps some people, and that's totally fine. I have no problem admitting that I've gone to see a psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever it was, and that was a great experience for me. I went and talked to somebody about things, and they helped me work some stuff out in my life. But when you're getting one-way interaction from a paid program, it's a one-way thing, and you might find something of it that helps you.
Okay. Or yeah. No, I see. I'm not thinking necessarily one-way stuff, though. I'm talking also, because a lot of these, I'll use even some of the bigger speakers that go out there, with the inspirational stuff, and they offer programs that you can buy into and stuff too, where you work with their staff and so on and so forth. My concern, and on that, yes, you've got people that deal with stuff on the mental health stuff by all means, and no, that was cool, dude. But there's also people just simply struggle with some simple things. How do I do the ABC in my business? I'm not sure. So they use people that they go to people or drawn to people who are, the ClickFunnels guys. How many ads do you see for ClickFunnels when you're on your social media? I see loads of them myself. Why? Yeah. Well, I'm involved in that area, right? But and how many other people do? And with those ClickFunnels, they're talking about, here's how you can make money. Here's part of my thinking, and this is where I thought we might go with this, and it's probably a good opportunity to do so. Is that okay? The world's getting bigger. We've got more and more people. Okay, more and more people. To let's face it, the wealth is getting spread thinner and thinner and thinner. So people are, in some cases, where the economies are bad, such as kind of here in the Calgary area, we've in Alberta, we've been struggling for several years now. But even it's harder to be the ones who are making loads of money and doing all this, but people are still promising it, and people are being drawn to it, and therefore are buying programs. And that's how those people are making money, is by the people buying the programs, not because of what they say in the programs. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's the cannibalization stuff that it angers me, to be quite frank. And the tough thing is, it's not to say that they haven't got anything decent to offer, but what bugs me is that some of this stuff can be really simple. And why aren't we just teaching people that, and just everybody being good with being okay, as opposed to having to be up in some huge financial level? So yeah, there, my soapbox.
No, you're absolutely right. I can think of I don't know the guy's name, but there was a colleague of mine that talked to me. He had bought he wants to get into marketing and into doing some social media advertising for people, and he bought a program, some guy's YouTube program or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And this guy's telling him how to work for people. And the first piece of advice this guy told him was to work for free so you can prove yourself.
What?
He said, work for free so you can prove yourself.
That's insane.
Oh, I know that's insane. This guy's apparently made millions of dollars off of Facebook ads and YouTube ads and whatever.
But is he making the money doing the work, or is he making the money by selling the program?
Well, I think he started making the money by doing the work. But that is such a small percentage of what you can actually do. I guess what I'm talking about is this guy lived in a place, probably had the right contacts, and just worked some networking to make his money doing what he did. That's what I believe. And not everyone has that. So when I talk about people like that preying on people, I think about the influence he's giving to, my colleague, for example. And
okay.
The first thing I would ever say is never work for free. Why would you devalue yourself like that?
100%. Yeah. Well, as you may know, that frustrates me when I hear that kind of stuff. It's like, I'm sorry, you're worth something. Well, on the entertainment side, I don't know how often you get inquiries and, hey, you can do this and be great exposure for you. You know what? If I'm any good at what I do, I don't need the exposure, first of all. And there's value to what I'm bringing to the table. Like, whoa.
That's right. And when I was building websites and some of the work I still do now, and thankfully I don't get contacted by people because I'm not public about it. But a lot of startups would always say, well, we don't have much of a budget, but we'll tell everybody about you. Well, telling everybody about me doesn't help feed me and my family right now.
Yeah. And
the very fact that, we'll get into this. I'm sure we could get into this and change it to this topic every episode. But, there's a 10,000 hour theory.
We're awesome.
The 10,000 hours theory, where if you put 10,000 hours into your craft,
yep.
You're good at it. I've put, if you really look at the way it all came together, and same for you, it hasn't been a straight line, a straight path.
Right.
But the experience we've gathered over the last 35 years of, hand drawing posters, understanding what audiences want, understanding how people react to things, studying media, understanding, a ton of things. We have a very long education through many different kinds of media, through a couple of generations of people and clients. And when we started, we had clients. They didn't pay us because we were doing things for high school student council or whatever.
Right.
But we still had clients. And that experience tells us a lot. And again, you and I don't want to toot our own horns here, but we know a thing or two about a thing or two. And the thing that I can say about that is we still learn things every day. We know we don't know everything, and we still, when we're in conversation with clients or conversations with colleagues or even friends, we still learn new things every day about how to run this industry and how to do the things we do. Okay,
and true, and as everybody should be doing whatever they do, you continue to grow and learn. But here's a thought then. So we're talking about the whole self-help, or people that are going in to get people to help them do whatever it is they do. Let's take our stuff as an example. Okay, we have got all the time and hours and know-how. To the point that, I'll be honest, I love doing website audits now. Why? I love looking at websites and saying, okay, well, here's your problems, because I just know. It's easy. It's easy to look and figure out what's going on here and how to fix it. So in that, with the audit, I will often do that as an initial thing for a potential new client. So it's that in to say, this is what I think you need, and this is what I can offer it to you for. Offer it. Yeah, that's right. So come back around to that. Is that not something that we should and could be able to take, put that in a package, and then sell that to people who are new to teach them, and therefore become part of this thing? Like, or where do you take that? What's your thought?
Yeah, we could, but we don't want to. So my approach to that, my answer to that would be, I would rather take what we know and not try to help people doing what we try to do. I would take that information and encourage clients and potential clients to hire us. I would use that almost as I don't know if a manifesto is the right word, but to say, look, this is what we know. This is what we think. This is our vision of what's going to happen in the next few years in branding, websites, marketing. And if you agree with us, or if you're interested in talking to us, this is what we know. I would never say to Joe Blow, I would never say, here's how you do everything. Good luck.
Right.
I wouldn't do it. Because I'd be wrong. I'd be wrong. The thing is, I don't know who their clients are going to be. I don't know what their interactions are going to be. I don't know what their personality is. I don't know how their work ethic is. I don't know how they approach problems. I don't know how they approach their business. And I can only look at something from my point of view, knowing how I do that stuff and understanding how I react with clients and interact with clients, and knowing what my personal capabilities are. You know what I mean? Like, it's you look at these guys that are doing this self-help stuff, and yeah, maybe they're great. Maybe they've done great things with their clients. But there's always an it factor.
Okay, no, that's fair. There's that thing you can't teach, right? Okay, but that said, like, and this guy's kind of a twofold or two-sided look to it. Okay, so on one side, you've got myself. I've still got my company. I'm still growing. It's at the point where I can only take a limited number of clients, and I can only grow so far and make so much. Could I be making more? Yes, I could charge more because my abilities, to be quite frank, I'm damn good at it. Why don't I? Well, my clientele or my target market isn't in that range, doesn't quite work that way. So my thoughts are, I want to work with contractors, and I want to teach them my system, if you will. This is how I work through things. This is how we do it. And I want to hire them to do it with the clients that I bring on board so I can expand and grow more. So that's one side, right? And I'm not teaching them the it thing or it factor, as you're saying, because I can't, but I can at least teach them some of the methods and walkthroughs. But then you start to look at it and say, okay, hold it. If I do that, what's to stop me from, I work with a larger organization, and this actually happened over the last week. A larger organization says, yeah, we'd like you to bid on this. And we also need you to help and teach us how to do these things, because we have younger people in our group to do this. And I'm like, awesome. So I'm including that in the quotation.
Yeah. And I think,
could you expand there, right? Yeah.
No, I think that's good. Because you're offering a service that's different than a self-help thing.
Okay.
Like I've worked with some incredibly talented designers and developers who wouldn't want to be in front of a client.
Yeah,
wouldn't want to tell somebody else how to do it. Wouldn't want to run a business.
Right.
But man, these people blow me out of the water with their talent when they come to design things. And you too. I mean, they're some of the most amazing designers that I've ever seen. But they want to sit at a desk with their head down and do their awesome craft, and that's it.
True.
So I think it's like somebody really has to have the passion and the desire.
Mm-hmm.
And that whatever that thing is, man, I don't even know what that thing is. Like, I don't know why I have no problem talking with almost anybody one-on-one or getting up in front of 4,000 people and giving a presentation. It's no sweat to me.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, and I have no problem ad-libbing or making reactions to people when they have, like, whatever. You got to go with the flow with that stuff. And you too, I know you do. I mean, you traveled halfway around the world last year to do that. Yeah. So it's there is a thing, and not everybody can do that. And I don't know. I wouldn't even suggest that everybody could do it. I wouldn't want to say you can do it too. Just pretend everyone's not wearing clothes. You know what I mean?
I'd be laughing hysterically if I did that every time.
I got an idea.
What's that?
I got a new idea.
Uh-oh.
I do want to do this.
Okay, you're on medication, though. This may be not a good idea. Okay, go for it. We'll see where it goes.
Great idea. I want to do this. I want to create a self-help series.
Okay.
And you and I are going to do it, but we're not going to do it as us. We're going to create aliases. We're going to create these other personalities, and we're going to be those people and those characters, and that's how we're going to do it.
Okay. So we're gonna be like caricatures of what we're talking about here. Is that what you're saying?
Something like this. Ron Burgundy did not write this book.
Right. That's a good.
Ron Burgundy is a fictional guy.
That's right.
But I've got 2 copies of this book.
2?
I don't even know how I have 2 copies of this book. But I've got 2 copies of it.
Oh, dude, seriously.
Let me off at the top. My Classy Life and Other Musings. So that's fine. We create a character. We write a book. And no one knows that it's us.
All right.
And then suddenly there's like, maybe there's a little media interest. Maybe there's something. And you start going. And you do it. You become a character.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Look at Richard Bachman. You know who Richard Bachman is, don't you?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Who's Richard Bachman?
Are we talking the Stephen King guy?
That's right. So he wrote a number of books, including The Body, which was made into a movie called Stand By Me, under the name Richard Bachman.
Yep. Thinner.
And there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of authors out there that are just using pseudonyms or whatever, right? Or pen names. I don't know. I'm on drugs. I don't know. Is pseudonym the right thing? Or is that Sudafed? That
might be what you're on. I'm going to go, yeah. I'm going to say that you're good under pseudonym. Yeah,
anyway, so this is what I would say. I'm doing this anyway. If you're at a point where you're looking for help in a business or looking to take the next step, there's a lot of great things out there you can do. Mm-hmm. Go to a conference. Mm-hmm. There's a great one in Calgary called the Camp Festival. Usually held in September, October. If you're a designer or interested in anything like that, or even business stuff.
Okay, I just got to tell you this. Occasionally, your volume goes like epic loud, and it happens. And coughing. And now I froze. Well, now you froze.
No, I didn't. I was joking again.
Yep. Oh, you jerk. Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
But yes, you're right. There's lots of things you can do.
So,
like before, they can buy my book when I'm done. I'm doing my own little plug there.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like going to a conference or some sort of a social thing or a networking thing allows you to take a survey of many people and not just one.
Right.
So you can pick people's brains and kind of grab your own information. What's going on over there?
I'm watching the broadcast over on my iPad as well as watching this.
Oh, okay. So I would say, well, now I'm watching you on the iPad.
Okay, now I'm watching you watch me on the iPad. Okay, it's getting wrong.
Don't subscribe to one thing that you think can help you. Take a look at everything. Take a look at as much as you can. Absorb as much information as you can.
Okay, whoa. Sorry, I got some major noise on that one. That was freaky.
Sorry, I don't have any noise here.
Whoa. Okay, it's better now. No. Oh, it's all of a sudden like you're like in like. Oh, I don't know. It was really weird.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sick.
It's okay. Well, we'll see if it actually shows up in the in the recording.
All right. This is my suggestion.
Come back to this. So yeah, doing this thing, that's really good. The thing is, we've got to make sure that we're not doing we're offering and the next step thing, because that's one of the sales processes, right? Buy this, and then here's the next step, and you buy into the next that thing, and then once you've done that thing, here you buy into the next thing, and it's increasing costs as you go through. And Sandra's in, and I have proof. She says, "Whoa, just turned into a crazy noise." So she's hearing it too. Okay, so anyway. So on that, that's the way those systems go. You go into that initial thing, you buy into the next level, right? You get that, and you move forward to that, and then you've got something where you can buy into something a little bit more. It costs that much more, but it's going to go that much deeper, and you go into that. People expect that. So if we go and do this as a bit of a farce, that's fine. But how does that going to affect? Are people going to want to buy more, and what do we do?
Yeah.
But then we risk becoming like that person that I will not say their name, even though I may be legally okay to do that, but we know what we're talking about here. There's a person who is
but that guy's a dick.
Oh, totally. He's a public speaker. He goes and offers programs to people. He takes their money, like $1,500 a pop, and then doesn't give them anything. Says, okay, and I'll be in contact with you, and we're going to do this coaching, and doesn't do it. And this, takes people's money. For the record, for anybody viewing, I sued him, and I won. All right. Well, I didn't win. He settled out of court because he was going to lose. I don't mind saying that. He was a jerk, and he messed with people I know, and I don't like that. Okay, that's all. I'm done.
You got nothing there.
I get upset, man. I can't help it. I'm talking people that I know here locally. I'm talking people in England. I can count at least a dozen people that I spoke to about this individual. And I said, oh, there's this person, not good, public speaker. And I actually had someone look at me at that point, someone from England, go, are the initials this? And I was like, yeah. Oh, I can't stand that guy. Knew immediately before I even said anything about names. It was amazing. But yeah, anyway, yeah.
This is the sad. This is what's going to happen right now.
Okay.
We're in no shape to continue the show.
I'm drinking water now.
I know. So we're going to.
Are you sweating? I am. It's like really warm.
I am sweating it's gross.
Okay. Man colds. Day 23.
Right. Man cold. Day 23. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this one up, and we're gonna have a much better episode the next time. But we're gonna wrap this up with I've got 2 trivia questions for you.
Trivia. Okay, let's do it.
That has nothing to do with anything we've talked about tonight.
Is it for me, or is it for anybody that's watching this?
That's for you.
All right.
I'm putting you on your hot seat.
Okay, hot seat.
And it has. We're gonna go back to 1977.
1977.
You were 18.
Yeah, I guess I was. Hold it. 77? No, I was not.
I know. So in 1977, there was a movie that was released called Star Wars.
I was 9. Go on.
I know. A movie released called Star Wars.
Yeah.
First part of the trivia question for that movie is which actor, do not look this up.
Okay.
Which actor got top billing in that movie?
Which actor got top billing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really good. Now, when you say top billing, you're talking credits?
Their name was first.
Wow. So just going logic, okay, just on the, like I said, I don't know this. Okay, so going logically, you've got a lot of newcomers, first timers, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher. They were nobodies ish.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Harrison Ford was a nobody.
Harrison Ford, that's why ish. Harrison Ford had the most, obviously. Yeah. Okay. So there's that there. So out of those, you got to lean Harrison Ford, but then you've got Sir Alec Guinness and go, ooh, that guy would probably.
And then you got
he's a name.
And then you got the other guy, the guy that was Dracula. Who's the guy that played Grand Moff Tarkin?
Oh, right. Oh, crap.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody
help. Alec Guinness. No, not Alex. Sir, no. Sandra said Alec Guinness. She's asked it. No, it was who played it? Sandra, look it up for me.
No looking up. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna end this for you. I'm gonna end the misery.
Do it. Okay, yeah.
Mark Hamill.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Next trivia question. Same movie.
Okay.
This movie was produced by who?
Star Wars?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't know. George Lucas. I don't know.
That's what I thought until about a half an hour ago.
What did you find?
Gary Kurtz.
And who was Gary Kurtz?
Well, he's the producer of Star Wars. I know nothing else about the guy.
That is too funny.
Gary Kurtz was probably some schmo that George Lucas talked into paying for and fronting this movie.
Yeah, we need money, therefore.
Just some guy. Like, he was probably some guy.
Who got some huge return in the end.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
And I don't even think you need to know anything about making movies to produce a movie.
It's a good point. Yeah.
That's what I think. Okay, anyway, those are the trivia questions. When are we doing this again?
Thanks, man. That was fun. Next show. When is that? I should call out the calendar and let you know. Or I could just grab my phone because it's much easier and faster because it's right here in my hand. And we got to take, so it's in 2 weeks. So we are looking at August the 21st.
Okay, that works for me.
It's 2 weeks from now. Yeah, so here's the thing, too. Now, I will say that generally I did have I've had several people apply, as I mentioned to you before, as far as who are interested in doing the show and getting on here. So what I'm going to do really quickly here is just do a quick search here. So maybe I can tell you what our topic's going to be right now.
Our topic will not be man colds. Man cold will be over.
I am so okay with not doing it that way. Absolutely.
Man colds are bullshit.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like just horrible.
Do women get man colds?
Do women get man colds? Yep. Some do. I think so. Sandra's been watching. She's not answering that part. I don't blame her. I wouldn't commit to that either.
No.
So
it's a thing, though. It's a proven fact. Like, science has proven that man colds are bad.
Yeah, it's actually a thing. Question. So here we are. We have our individual here was September, October. So it's not going to be our financial advisor guy, who I'm actually – okay, you man cold dudes, catch you next time. Yeah. She was letting us she was being kind and letting us leave. Anyway,
Thank you.
Yes, do appreciate that. So it's not our financial guy. Our financial guy is going to come and talk about basically how financial companies and financial advisors use a lot of stuff that is a bunch of crap. Anyway. We're gonna talk about it because that's the whole point. So we're gonna get that out there. I have someone who's a mobile she's a mobile hygienist, does dental hygiene stuff. I know, right? It's kind of wild.
You gotta say mobile dental hygienist, not just mobile hygienist. I was wondering.
I suppose, right?
What the hell?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
911. That man over there smells bad. We need the mobile hygienist.
Oh, this is going downhill fast. Love it. All right. I appreciate that. I'm going to stop now. We'll talk more, and I'm going to post what the different stuff is. So, so we know the whole thing. If anybody wants to, go to the old website, VU.com. You go there, and you can actually apply to get on the show and get that stuff there. We are in our third episode only, so it takes a bit of time to get things going. The whole point is, though, let's get on there. I have someone actually on the self-help bit who is there, and one of his goals is to absolutely 100% eradicate suicide. How's that for a topic? I think it's neat and kind of phenomenal that he's putting himself out there to do that, and I hope to get him on soon too. So that's where we're at, man.
I like it.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Okay.
He's a good down-to-earth guy, and that's why I like it. All right, over and out. It's been good. We did a whole 40 minutes, and that's way more than I thought I was going to be able to handle.
Okay, I'm going to go watch Beverly Hills 90210.
I saw the beginning before he came on, and don't.
Don't crap on my childhood.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch the beginning. I'm going to go
to go to bed later.
Okay.
Good night. Good night, folks.
Later.